Thanks for helping us learn about our country.
Benjamin Franklin was our first foreign ambassador. He was our first spy. He was a scientist that changed the world. He was a geographer, a postmaster, and to me, he is charity. Well, you think about with Benjamin Franklin, the kite, and he's on the money. But there's a lot missing in what's taught about our founders like Franklin. Did you know that Ben Franklin, who hated the poor so much, he created the nation's first hospital? Pennsylvania Assembly didn't want to do it. The idea was about to die, and Franklin said, okay, wait a minute, we got to have a hospital. He issued a challenge. He said, how about if I raise half the money? If I can raise 2,000 pounds from private citizens, this was an impossible feat at the time, you have to raise the other, and you match the funds. The Assembly thinking that they just hit the lottery because this guy's never going to be able to do it. Nobody is going to say, oh yeah, let me give money to build a hospital, you know, because people are hate mongers. They took him up on that, and he did it. That hospital is still operating today. Franklin proved that a private citizen could indeed effect change. Besides the hospital, he also started the first library, the Lending Library. That was his idea. After a massive fire ravaged the city of Philadelphia in 1730, he helped establish the first volunteer fire company in America. When the government refused to act against the threat from the French and Indian Wars, he printed The Plain Truth and went door to door organizing the first militia in America. In short order, he had 10,000 members in his militia. He's a hate monger. Live free or die.
Live free or die. Well, join
or die.
Join or die.
Yeah.
This is probably where you start with Franklin. It's one of two major Franklin contributions to who we are. The year 1754, the French are stepping up their operations to drive us into the sea. Indian raids on the frontier, French troops coming up the Ohio, coming across the Great Lakes. And the militia system just isn't working. And Franklin, who is now publishing the most important newspaper, the author of the Poor Richard's Almanacs, the postmaster for the colonies, starts circulating the idea of an American militia. All the colonies chipping in according to their population, an army of its own, of our own, which would work with the British, work under British command, and undertake aggressive operations to push the French back down the Ohio. He created essays in his newspapers. He mailed hundreds of letters all over the colonies. He started debates. He started arguments. And then in June, there was going to be a meeting in Albany, New York, to re-bribe the Indian allies of our side and make sure that fix was in, and then to have a conference of all the military leaders of the colonies. And the month before, Franklin, scholars believe, did the drawing and did the engraving, the printing block, and it appeared in his Pennsylvania Gazette. And you can't see it from here, but oh, you can see it there. Every piece of the serpent is listed as one of the colonies. And it's based on a French myth, but that one every American child knew. If you're going to chop a snake up, you have to bury the parts separately because snakes can get back together and live. Now, it's a myth, but this picture immediately, even people who couldn't read, knew what the message was.
Next, he was the most widely recognized figure in colonial America. So why is he barely recognized in the history books today?
I'm Mary Nail from Cocoa Beach, Florida. I've studied civics and government all my life. I've been interested in it since I was 10. I never knew this information. It was shocking to me and so comforting to know that I finally know the truth.